Still here in Canada, kind of struggling. No, I'm not struggling. I'm just on the job hunt, which has always just been an annoying experience for me. Something I hate to do. But everything's great in Canada. I'll talk more about Canada in other videos. But right now, because it's like less than 2 weeks before most people are going to Japan or leaving Japan, I figured I'd make these two videos about what to do when you're going to Japan, things to prepare you better, and leaving Japan, what you should be doing by now, and pop them off as quickly as possible to help those people. Um, I'm wrapping up the Japan series because it will be 1 year since I left Japan on April 1st. And I don't think I should be talking about Japan anymore because some of the things that are happening in Japan aren't even relevant after a year. But I just want to make sure that the people who do watch these information about do watch these videos about information about moving to Japan are helped in any way possible. So let's start with this video about with this video for people who are leaving Japan. So you've had your time, you're ready to leave, you're getting you're packing your bags, you're excited, but there's a lot you have to do. Like seriously, the last 2 months that I was in Japan, not only was I first of all recovering from major surgery, which made things a little difficult for me, but just it was emotionally straining. I think I spent all of March just crying every single day because I didn't want to leave, but I had to leave, and I was unsure of the future, and Japan so far away. I was like, when am I ever going to get to come back? And so it's really emotionally straining. So one of the main things I suggest to you is to spend as much time as possible doing the things that you wanted to do in Japan, and hanging out with your friends and saying goodbye to the contacts you made there, and really coming to the terms with the fact that you're leaving somewhere that was probably your home for 1 year or 2 years or even 5, 10 years. But it's time to go and you need to be prepared. So one of the first things you have to do, which you should have been doing for the past 3 months actually, sorry I should have warned you, is getting rid of your things. So what I did starting in December before I left was like everything I owned in my bedroom, I put them in the middle and I just went through it, and things I wanted to ship, things I wanted to keep or carry with me, and then like the lighter items or summer clothes that I would need immediately as I went back to Jamaica, and then things I didn't want. I made a list and started to get rid of clothes. So I take it into the recycle shops. The recycle shops are all over Japan. It doesn't matter where you are, if you're in the countryside or if you're in the city. Just go ahead and pack up yourself and make a couple trips to the recycle shop, bringing in the things you definitely don't want. And like I said before, the lighter things, if you're like me and you're going back home to Jamaica, then keep the lighter things, and those are the things that you'll pack. Also things that are precious to you, so you don't want to ship it and then something happens during shipment and it's lost forever. You're going to keep those things. And everything else you decide to ship. I shipped my things 2 weeks before I left. I shipped them with Japan Post. It was four, I don't know the dimensions, but the largest bag, so like the size of a suitcase, a carry-on, or thereabout, but a big square box from Japan Post. So I had to buy those boxes from Japan Post, put them together, pack all the things, make a list of all the things that were in the boxes, and then Japan Post does not pick up these boxes. I had to carry them. Luckily, I lived across the road from Japan Post, literally across the road. So I had to carry each of these four heavy boxes over there, across the road, not get hit by a car. They were about, I don't know, maybe like 10 pounds each. Carry them over one by one, then write up the slips, what was in them, and have them weighed and everything, and then have them shipped. And all of that cost, it wasn't bad. It cost about 26,000 yen, which would be maybe 260 yen. And they arrived in a month and a half in Jamaica, so that was pretty fast. Maybe it would be faster or slower, you never know, but I was really grateful for that. So the things that I wanted so things that I didn't need immediately but wanted in the future, and like my little household trinkets, I sent those by Japan Post 2 weeks before. I think if you live in countries closer to Japan, like America or Canada, they'd arrive faster than that. But I sent my things to Jamaica first because I didn't know when I was going to Canada, and I'm glad I did because, as you know, that process took 9 months after I arrived back home. But anyways, so I shipped my items 2 weeks before I left, and I had to make arrangements and see what exactly I wanted and what I didn't want. So I had to basically start breaking down my apartment and putting things aside, want, don't want. So that's definitely something you have to do. Another thing that I suggest is that you, from now, if you're leaving, start making contact with the person who's going to replace you. So by now, most people should know where they're going and who they're replacing. And this is easy enough. You can actually just ask Interact for the person's information, just to tell them that you want to better prepare them or possibly give them items, which they shouldn't have a problem with. This way, that the heavier stuff that you bought with your apartment, you can either try and sell or just give away to the person replacing you, because they will be coming in the same area. Sometimes there's an overlap. For example, I finished working on the 21st of March, but I didn't leave Japan until the 1st of April. So I was there for about a week and a half after. So there was an overlap with the person who was arriving to replace not me but my friend. So I was able to give him all of the things and the big items in my apartment. The only problem with that is you have to move them yourself. Now, the busiest time in Japan for moving is actually in April. So what happens is April is the start of the new year. So it's when everyone graduates from university and they find a new job. So they're moving everything during that time to the new cities where they're going. And that means that all the delivery companies are booked. So if you haven't made arrangements to move with a delivery company now, forget about it. If you have a friend who is able to help you with that, then all the better. But make sure it's someone dependable, because, for example, I had a friend who said she would be able to help me, and even the day before she said, yeah. And then the day when I was supposed to move, she was sick, and I basically burst into tears and had a panic attack and thought I would just jump off a roof somewhere. But luckily, even though she was sick, she was still able to help me. But you really need to find someone dependable, just in case something happened. You don't want something to happen when you're supposed to be moving that day, because you will not have help otherwise. This is why it's important to get rid of everything as soon as possible. But yeah, that worked out. I gave all my things to the person replacing me, and he was not me, to the person who was replacing my friend, and he was very grateful. But I made contact through Interact and asked if he needed anything. I also met up with some of the new recruits, and I helped them when they were trying to move into their apartment. And that's something else you can do when you're moving. I know you're busy and you want to focus on you leaving, but if you can take the time out to help the new recruits, that would be great, and they'll be grateful, and you can give them your crap too for free or at a cost. Now, the other thing that really helped me when planning was, this is my planner. This was my planner for 2019, and in it I would jot down all the things I need to do and which days I needed to do them and what time, so that it was basically arranged and I didn't have any problems. So March was busy, graduation day, 1st of March. Then I had when to go to City Hall. So 2 weeks before you move out of the city, you need to go to City Hall and tell them that you're leaving, so they can cancel your health care, and also any taxes that you would have had to pay, make arrangements for you to pay that. What you need for that is a contact number, a contact information for someone who will be in Japan after you leave. For me, I just use my part-time bosses, and any bill payments that you would have had or money that you would have received after the fact when you leave, they will send them to send it to them. So like, what do they call it? Not a guarantor, but just that person who deals with stuff when you're gone. So 2 weeks before I left, and luckily Interact was kind enough to give me information, translated information on a piece of paper. So I just went to City Hall and showed them, and they understood that I was leaving. I also, with the help of Google Translate, was able to communicate with them about pension, finding out how I could get my pension refund through them, as I mentioned in another video. and also how to arrange to close my health card. So your health card is good up until you leave, but you have to send it back. So they gave me a little pouch and they said the day before I leave, I just pop it into the JP post box and it would go back to them. So you have to return that. So that's complete. So I made arrangements for that 2 weeks before. I've shipped my boxes a week before I left. All of that is in this. What else do I have? I have when I unlocked my phone. I unlocked my phone the week before, and I unlocked it thinking I could use it here in Canada. I could use it in Jamaica, but it doesn't work in Canada. So just so you know, if you're moving to another country, the unlocked phone you have in Japan might not work in another country. And also when to close my bank account, I closed my bank account 2 days before I left, just in case I would have to come back, 2 working days before I left, just in case I had to come back the next day because something was wrong. And when you're closing your bank account, you also need the contact name and address for someone that they can send your final statement to, bank statement to. Now, I banked with Japan Post when I was there, and I'm still waiting for them to send me that statement. My friend Lisa says she never got it, so I don't know where it went. I guess I don't need it, but closed my bank account 2 work days before I left, and I ended my phone contract the 1 working day before I left. So I left on the 1st, and that was a Sunday. So I ended my phone contract the Friday before because you still need access to your phone. Luckily, the Saturday I would be at work most of the day, so I have Wi-Fi, and then the Sunday I was leaving, so I really didn't need my phone. But yeah, that was important. You have to wait till the very last moment to end your phone contract. And all of these things weren't that difficult. Closing the bank account was easy enough. Thank God for Google Translate because I used that to communicate with them. And ending the phone contract, again, Google Translate, communicated with them, let them know what I was doing. And it took about, an hour and a half, and that was it. So very important, get yourself a calendar so you can map out all the things you need to do and when you need to do them. Okay, another important thing is to do is to say goodbye to all your friends properly. And when you're leaving the school, it's gonna be so emotional, especially leaving the school. When I left, they actually had a goodbye ceremony for me, and I just broke down bawling the entire time. I had a little speech prepared, runny nose, not crying. The English club girls did a special treat for me. The English debate team. It was hella emotional. I'm not even gonna lie, but looking back at those memories, I guess it makes me glad that I guess I was a good teacher, and that goes to show how much the school really appreciated me, and I appreciate it too. I love Kynan High School. I miss teaching my kids every single day, and hopefully one day I can go back and visit. No one there will know who I am or remember me, but just to see the school again will warm my heart. So, and seeing my friends, my other friends I had, having dinner with them for the last time, it's important to do that. So you have to kind of find time to say bye to everybody you know, which is why it's a good thing that I didn't have that many friends there. If you have that many friends there, good luck to you. But yeah, that was it. The few weeks before I left, I had to inform City Hall, cancel my health card, send back my health card, um, ship my boxes, uh, unlock my phone and my phone contract, bank account. There are so many things that you'll have to do, but like I said, it's important for you to just relax, enjoy the time you have left, do the things that you really really wanted to do and never had a chance yet because you don't know when you'll be able to go back, and be happy that you were able to enjoy this experience of moving to Japan and had the opportunity of a lifetime. So that's it. If you're leaving Japan shortly, good luck. I cannot stress enough how emotionally draining those last 3 weeks were for me, which is why I just didn't put out any content for a long time, because thinking about Japan really broke my heart because I just wanted to be back there, and I wasn't sure if I made the right decision to leave, but in the end, yes, it was the right decision, and I'm happy. And hopefully, in a year, I can go back and see all my friends. But that's it. Prepare wisely. Make sure you link up with those new recruits coming to your area. Trust me, help them so that they don't struggle and have as good a time as you. All right? So, till next time. Bye.